So here's some updates from Iran. Let me give you my opinion real quick on Iran. I support the President of the United States of America and his wisdom in going to war and bombing Iran and different places based on the totality of circumstances that he is privy to. Some people are upset about something they don't know nothing about. And they out here, we're getting in another war. Were you in the briefing with the heads of military personnel that gave an articulable perspective of what this looks like and what this will and will not involve? Were you there? If you wasn't there, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You voted for president, especially people that voted for Trump. Quit being wusses. You voted for President Trump. Trust the man and what he said, unless you have unequivocal reasons for you not to. He has not gotten us in a war since he's been in office. These are strategic bombs, strategic plans, and we are not in a lasting war. He has not given me any evidence to believe that he will get us in a war. When I say a war, meaning a never-ending war like Afghanistan, Iraq, and all the other stuff. It's not. I don't believe it's going to happen. If it does happen, then that's when I become critical. Roll the clip.
Good morning. I do want to just start with some breaking news here before I show you the scene of one of these cluster munition impacts just outside of Tel Aviv. But I'm told by a senior Israeli official that the Israelis just struck the Supreme Council gathering where the Iranians were meeting to choose a new supreme leader. This is a significant development and, again, speaks to the Israeli intelligence about this war. They just targeted the meeting in Tehran where what's left of the leadership was gathering to choose a new supreme leader.
Israel ain't playing with y'all, man. Look at that building. That is infrastructural damage. Now, let me put this in perspective real quick. We got two more clips. There are good guys and bad guys in this scenario. And I think that you have to have the cojones to understand that and be real with yourself. Iran, they are bad guys. Not the Iranian people, but the Iranian regime and the military and all the government personnel that are currently running that country. They're bad guys. Israel is good. They are good guys. America are the good guys. Saudi Arabia is the good guys in this scenario. These other people are evil. And I don't know why we even going down a rabbit hole of like crying about this. Get rid of these people. They're evil. They're trying to kill everybody. And we need to get them before they get us. And for all you weirdos that's out here crying about it, stop being a weirdo. You see what they're doing? They're attacking all of these places where civilians are at. They're attacking all these places all over the country. This is what they do. This is what they're showing their capabilities are. And if you make them mad or you catch them in terrorism, all these proxy wars they start, all these proxy terrorist organizations, this is what they're capable of. So you cut the snake head off, and then therefore people can sleep at night. Brand new shirt that's out. They just developed this. This shirt is absolutely fire. You can get that at tatumstore.com. Tatumstore.com. If you're watching this on the television, just pause the screen, scan the QR code, and it'll lead you to the store. You could put in Epic Fury 26 and get 20% off. And for all the members who are members, we got a special discount code we're going to give to you. So if you're a member, we're going to give you a discount code that's much more substantial than 20% off because we love you and we appreciate you. Roll the clip. Marco Rubio has something to say about it. Roll it.
I haven't got a chance to see a lot of reporting. I don't understand what the confusion is. Let me explain it to you, and I'll do it once again as clearly as possible. Perhaps you'll report it that way. The United States is conducting an operation to eliminate the threat of Iran's short-range ballistic missiles and the threat posed by their Navy, particularly to naval assets. That is what it is focused on doing right now, and it's doing quite successfully. I'll leave it to the Pentagon and the Department of War to discuss the tactics behind that and the progress that's being made. That is the clear objective of this mission. The second question that's been asked is, why now? Well, there's two reasons why now. The first is it was abundantly clear that if Iran came under attack by anyone, the United States or Israel or anyone, they were going to respond and respond against the United States. The orders had been delegated down to the field commanders. It was automatic, and in fact, it bared to be true because, in fact, within an hour of the initial attack on the leadership compound, the missile forces in the south and in the north, for that matter, had already been activated to launch. In fact, those had already been pre-positioned. The third is the assessment that was made that if we stood and waited for that attack to come first before we hit them, we would suffer much higher casualties. And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act. Going back to the purpose. The purpose of this is to destroy that missile capability. Why does Iran want that ballistic missile capability? What they are trying to do and have been trying to do for a very long time is build a conventional weapons capability as a shield where they can hide behind. Meaning, there would come a point where they have so many conventional missiles, so many drones, and it can inflict so much damage that no one can do anything about their nuclear program. That is what they were trying to do, is put themselves in a place of immunity where the damage they could inflict on the region would be so high that no one can do anything about their nuclear program or their nuclear ambitions. They are producing, by some estimates, over 100 of these missiles a month. Compare that to the 6 or 7 interceptors that can be built a month. They can build 100 of these a month, not to mention the thousands of one-way attack drones that they also have. They've been doing this for a very long time, and by the way, they've been doing it under sanction.
All right, let's talk about this real quick, and I want to get to Trump and Kennedy because I want to end that on a funny note. I don't know why people don't understand that America and Israel are like this. Israel doesn't do anything that America doesn't approve. I'm telling you, I don't know why I know why people think that because they're not putting two together. And then you have these nut jobs who hate Jews and hate Israel that they just project all of their lusts for the conflict to be, they project that out to the public to try to convince you of something. Israel and America are like this. Israel is literally a proxy for American military strikes. That's why we give them money, and that's why they can only buy equipment and resources from us, because we tell them what to do and what not to do. I'm telling you, that's what any other country that you see that's dominant and they have a subordinate country, that subordinate country is proxy to the dominant country. You see it in Iran and all their little proxy militias. You see it all over the country, all over the world. Every major country has a proxy country or military that they utilize for certain strikes that they don't have to utilize our assets for. So when we want to strike Iran, we do it through Israel. And then we come off, come with all the things and say, well, Israel did it, so we had to do this. No, we wanted to do that, so we had Israel do this, so we do that. Operation Lion, Raging Lion, or whatever that thing was. Why do we get involved in that? It was a combination of effort between the United States and Israel to roll out that action. I just want people to understand, Donald Trump is not sitting on a couch waiting for Netanyahu to respond. Donald Trump did not operate like that. Anyway, let's move on. Donald Trump had something to say about Iran. Roll it.
Something had to be done. And it's been 47 years. They've been killing people all over the world for a long time. They were the kings and fathers of the roadside bomb. Soleimani, we killed him last term. If we didn't, I think it might be a different story today. They would have been much stronger and smarter than they are. But they did the roadside bombs. 95% of the people lost their legs, arms, had their face wiped out, just wiped out. I've seen some young people that it's so sad to watch. And that was almost all, 95% comes from Iran and with Soleimani. Soleimani loved it, his favorite weapon. He loved the roadside bomb. And when you see people walking around with no legs and no arms and a face that's been blown to hell, these people, what they have to go and the way they have to live, this is Iran. when you look at the barracks, the famous barracks, when you look at the hostages, when you look at a lot of hostages, when you look at all of the problems, they were really a purveyor of terror all over the world for many, many years. And it's something that had to be done, something. And I believe that if we didn't, because I see where Congress, you know, if I didn't do this, guys like Schumer, who are losers, the Democrats, they're losers. That's why they're not here. Guys like Schumer would say, well, you should have done this. In other words, if I did it, it's no good. If I didn't do it, they would have said the opposite, that you should have done this. But most people feel, I'll tell you what, I have never had more compliments on something I did. People felt it's something that had to be done. So if we have a little high oil prices for a little while, but as soon as this ends, those prices are going to drop, I believe, lower than even before.
That's Donald Trump giving a quick statement. He had more to say. Roll the clip. Was that one clip or we had two Donald Trump clips?
Clips we cut for time. We cut it for time. It was kind of a nothing clip.
Okay. All right, let's go to Kennedy. Roll it.
I think the president did the right thing. 6, 7 presidents have talked about it. He did it. We don't know what's going to happen, but I would call it a success, if for no other reason but that Khamenei is dead. The Ayatollah won the coin toss, and he elected to receive. And, my feeling is, may he rest in pieces. He was a brutal dictator.
That dude's one-liners are insane. Here's a couple mindless, dead-brain leftists, at least one of them. And then one is a meme that encapsulates the way they think. And let me just add this. When my wife was on the plane just recently, she had this pink MAGA hat. The way these leftist women were looking at my wife, it almost made me want to spring into action and slap one of them. But I would never do that because I'm a good Christian man. But I'm not going to say the devil on this side didn't make me feel like I can't stand these people. I cannot stand these pompous, idiotic nut jobs who are literally just, they live in a false reality to where they can't even control their emotions because they see a hat. Do you know how stupid you have to be? But it's so many people that are that stupid because I'm sitting on this side, my wife's sitting on the other side, and I'm looking at them look at her with their hat, and I'm just like, I swear, if anybody say something to my wife, I'm going to jail today. If they look at my wife wrong, I might think about going to jail. But you touch my wife, I'm going to get excited about the possibility of me stomping one of y'all out. But that's nor here nor there. Okay, let me just move on. But I can't stand these people. Like, I'm praying about it. Y'all pray for me. I can't stand these pompous nut jobs. These people are ruining the world. They're arrogant and they're stupid at the same time. It's mind-blowing to me. Roll the clip.
And literally, if you have any part to play in the American military industrial complex, literally, f*** you. I hope you never make it home. I'm so serious.
Imagine being so stupid enough to say this. And if you were to question that young lady and say, why are we doing what we're doing in Iran? She has no historical context to argue her point because she don't know that Iran has been responsible for killing so many Americans. And if you bring it to her attention, she still have no concept of this. It's just a talking point that she was told to say by somebody on TV. I mean, literally with a whole chest will say something like this with no evidence, no context, have not looked into anything. And here's an example of the liberals encapsulated into one meme. Roll the clip.
Whatever. He started a war without approval from Congress. He's a freaking dictator!
Now, You know, it's funny because they will argue that we just saying stuff and we making it up and it's not really. No, that's how they really act. They do this. They do the same thing with immigration. Barack Obama and them swear that you better not come to our country, you're gonna get deported. They deport all sorts of people. They have children in cages and they are silent until Trump do it. And they literally will quit their job and go on a rampage because they're so offended by stuff that their side have done for the last 12 years. It's crazy to me.